Over the years, we've seen every kind of bike tool, gizmo, gadget, handy tool, whatever you want to call it, and have found that ultimately, when it comes to hand cycling, you only really need 4 or 5 essential tools to get the job done. In this video, I'm just going to give you the 5 tools that we use the most to do adjustments, repairs, etc., and that we recommend everyone has. The tool that we use the absolute most is this guy. It is a 5mm T-handle Allen wrench that has a ball end. We use this for all sorts of adjustments on the Handcycle. One of the most predominant ones is footrest. So as you can see with the longer length here, it is way easier to get in, move your footrest up and down, adjust it, tighten it. One of the beauties of the ball head is that you can come at it with an angle and still make sure that you seat the Allen wrench properly in the bolt. Beyond the footrest, we use it for the fore and aft adjustments right here. So if we want to move the headset forward, backwards. In addition, we got a couple more 5mm bolts right here. Again, as you can see, long and angled, which means that we can come right in here, make sure that we make these proper adjustments, tighten, loosen. Same thing up here. You want something that allows you to have proper leverage on it while not getting too close to all of the components going on in here. Last one, kind of a tricky one, but in theory, you come over here, you can kind of adjust, loosen, it works. As you can see, we've had this one for years. The logo is worn off, but I think it's a Bondhouse. I'll put a picture on the screen so you can see the one that we use. This is probably one of the more expensive tools that we have relative to the cost of a standard T-handle Allen wrench, but despite it being a little bit bigger, it tends to beat even like the biker tools that a lot of people use. Just put it in your backpack, keep it in your car, it's the move. All right, so the next thing that we recommend are Allen wrench sets. The reason I differentiated these from the single is that you can get these for a lot cheaper, and in general, you don't quite need the same leverage that you might get from a T-handle. This particular one right here is gonna be in Imperial, but we recommend that you also get a metric. So on our particular Handcycle, you can use a 6mm right here to adjust the wheels, take those on and off. If you don't have the room for some reason on a ride to take the big old T-handle, you can also just take a 5mm individual Allen wrench and you can do the same exact adjustments, although slightly more inconvenient. On a Freedom Rider, we have Imperial that we use for the seat back adjustments right here. Obviously as the counterpoint, you'd use it with a wrench, which I'll talk about in a second. And that's about it for our particular Handcycle. Again, I will put a little picture on the screen for how much these cost. It's usually pretty cheap. You can get them at Harbor Freight or on Amazon. The third thing that we recommend are wrenches. So on our particular Handcycle, we use the 10mm wrench. For example, over here, if you're trying to adjust the seat back tubes, they act as the counterpoint. So you put one on this side, put the other on the other with the Allen wrench, and you can tighten or loosen. As far as literal sizes go, for the seat back adjustments, it's a 7/16. And if you want the counterpoint for your fore and aft adjustments right here on the bottom bracket, you are going to use a 10mm. Again, just like everything else, I'll put a picture, quite cheap, handy, put them in a tiny little bag, take them on every ride. It's just really great to have. All right, the fourth thing that we recommend is one of these electric bike pumps. This one has both the Preston Schrader adapters, so you can use on a wide variety of tires and tubes. All you have to do is just go over here to your tube, put it on.
Oh, it's because it's overinflated.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, you get the point. In theory, if your tire is underflated, then this thing will actually activate. Right now, only giving us a little boost because these tires are already properly inflated, but you get the point. I believe that we got this particular one on Amazon. I will again put a picture on this video so that you can see, but I think you can get them at quite a wide variety of places. The final thing that we recommend is a cushion. In this particular case, we're using an old Freedom Rider seat cushion, but you could really use anything that you feel comfortable going on the ground with. Obviously, we have this Handcycle up on a bench right now, but in general, when you're working on them on the ground, whether you're sitting, kneeling, etc., it can be quite uncomfortable when you have to get really low and make an adjustment all the way on the footrest, or up here, it's just, you're gonna be lower. So we always keep these in the car, and whenever we're working on it, it's just nice to have so you don't get injured, hurt yourself, scraped on the ground, etc. You can use an old seat cushion, you can use a pillow, you can use anything. They even have like small inflatable pillows that you can use for camping that we've used at times. So just anything that puts a little bit of separation between your skin and the ground is going to be helpful. Okay, final quick bonus tip is that it's pretty common knowledge to bring along something to change flats in case you get them. But if you kind of want to make your own simple kit or you're trying to go really minimalist, recommend that you take a couple of tire irons along in addition to whatever tubes that you have in your car or your riding bag. They just make it quite easy for when you do get a flat and you got to really wrench the tire off and get a new tube in there. Ultimately, in the world of hand cycling, there are multiple tools that you can buy. You could get yourself a handy tool, you could get yourself a multi-tool. As I mentioned, the gizmos and gadgets, it's infinite. But we've personally found, after 40 years of being in business, that going out there and buying individual tools and kind of assembling your own kit tends to be cheaper and more effective. If you have any more questions, please leave a comment below or reach out to us directly at freedomrider.com. Thank you.